All right, ladies and gentlemen, NTB, man. So I have an interesting story for you here today. This story comes out of Philadelphia, the home of brotherly love, but it ain't a lot of love in this case. So this is about two young men got arrested, one for 4 counts of murder, the other one for gun and drug offenses, and they were locked up in a prison in Philadelphia, and they just recently escaped. And they are on the run. And there's a lot of weird things with this case, but let me just start this video, this news clip, and come back and talk about some of the weird issues involved in this case. Let's go.
But first, 2 prisoners escape a Philadelphia correctional center. One was being held for several murders. Tonight, there are growing questions about how their jailbreak went unnoticed. Good evening, I'm Jessica Cartalia. Yuki is off tonight. Police say the escape happened at the Philadelphia Industrial Correction Center and that the 2 inmates got out through a hole in the fence. Siafa Lewis is live in Holmesburg with this developing story. Siafa.
Yeah, just the troubling discovery that 2 inmates, one of them charged with multiple murders, escaped the facility behind me last night around 8:30, wasn't made until this afternoon.
Man, they were on the run for a long time, hours before they even got noticed. Let's talk.
The facility became aware today at their 3 p.m. head count that we had 2 individuals that were not accounted for. They're going back through the process to see those 3 counts that were called in is cleared and why they did not detect those 2 individuals missing.
The men are 18-year-old Amin Hurst. He's been charged with 4 murders, including one right here on Street Road in March 2021.
He's a very dangerous individual from what we know, and we are looking for the public's help to get him back.
The other, Nasir Grant, is 28 years old. He's been charged with drug and gun offenses. They were housed in the same unit, but were not cellmates. The 2 inmates were not detected missing in head counts taken at 11 p.m. on Sunday and 3 and 7 a.m. on Monday.
They were missing for 16 hours, man. Come on.
Here is Mayor Jim Kenney's response.
Number 1 responsibility right now is to get these guys off the street. And any information that any folks can provide us, there's, I believe, a reward on each of them for $20,000 each for information leading to their arrest. So that's job number 1. Job number 2 is to get the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections in here and assess the system. Clearly, the system's screwed up.
System screwed up.
I'm really angry about it. There's no reason for this. And if everybody had followed through and did what they're supposed to do, we wouldn't have this problem.
The U.S. Marshals and Philadelphia Police are coordinating on the manhunt for the inmates, while the Department of Prisons continues to investigate exactly what happened and how it could have happened. Now, we should mention that the Correctional Officers Union entered a vote of no confidence in Commissioner Carney's leadership just last week, citing a staffing crisis which they say has risen to more than 800 vacancies. In Holmesburg, Siafa Lewis, CBS News, Philadelphia.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so y'all heard that. These 2 men are on the run. One has 4 murders, assumed to be armed and dangerous, and if he's guilty of those 4 murders, yeah, he's dangerous. But here's the thing. Some things I want to share with y'all, and some of y'all also probably already picked it up, right? How the heck they get out? These guys are not no candy stand robbers. Or these no petty thieves. These some seriously bad dudes. Or they can just walk out the prison and then nobody notice them. They're going for hours and hours and hours. This is a problem. How is it that, let me tell y'all about the prison system. They have something called the count. It's a head count, right? And during the head count, it's done usually, like certain jail, they do it every 4 hours. In this prison, really is a prison, they do it every 4 hours. So they come by one time, you don't notice that they're gone. When I was inside, they will come by and they do the count. They count every cell. They look in to see if you're in there. And in some of the facilities, particularly for the 7 a.m. count, you have to stand up and be on the gate. You have to literally be up. They have to see you. So how is it that they came by 3, 4 different times and they didn't get noticed to be gone? So I'm thinking maybe they stuffed the bed and they put a lot of stuffing on the bed and then covered the bed with a sheet, you understand, to make it look like I'm really here, but I'm really not. But even still, they supposed to see you. and someone is checking that, yeah, I saw them there. And if someone filled that form out saying that somebody was there and they weren't really there, heads are going to roll. At the end of this video, and when I was doing my research, it sounds like the commissioner of corrections up there, she's in a battle with the union, the correction officers union, and a lot of people are leaving and they're not really pleased with her. And I know, and I don't want to say this, lightly, and hopefully this is not the case, but an escape like this is bad on the commissioner. It looks horrible on the commissioner. And so she's going to catch a lot of heat. So questions are going to come up. Did some of the officers turn their back and act like they didn't see it? This is going to get sticky. But here's a bigger issue. The bigger issue is, ladies and gentlemen, this is negligence. This is negligence at the highest level. And I'm not going to say it was intentional. I'm just throwing that out there to let people know the full picture. But these people are still on the run, and no one knows where they are. They could be right near you. They could be right near me. And these people have been out for hours and hours and hours. And so their failure to keep this jail, this prison facility secure endangers all of us. We need answers. The next thing I want to talk about, though, is these guys are young. They in their 20s, early 20s. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. What would make a man, and this is on my mind, go so far to the left that he would commit murder after murder after murder and just totally throw his life away and take other people's lives? Allegedly, this is what they're saying has happened. What would drive a man, to that state of mind? And then the other guy who's with him, doesn't seem like he has that much serious charges on him, but he's in trouble too. Escape charges carry a lot of years in prison. So this is just a tragic story, man, of lives lost all around, and RIP for the victims of these crimes. But I tell you a quick story, man. When I was inside, I met a guy, and this is just a cautionary tale I want to share with some of you, particularly from some of my younger guys who want to take to the streets. This is not a pretty sight. I had a guy, I knew him on the inside. He came from a pretty middle-class family, and he just got caught up in that street life and caught up on drugs. After a while, he was using drugs for a long time. He started needing money to get drugs. And so he turns to petty robberies and then to big-time armed robberies to get drugs. And then one day he went into a spot. It was a drug den, and they were running numbers out of there. And he thought it was an easy lick. Two guys in there. He come in with his gun, figure he's gonna get a lot of money, get some drugs, go home, watch TV, whatever. But he went in, he pulled his gun, took the money. On his way out, 4 more guys connected to that spot, I guess they was coming in there to hang out, were coming in. And so they was running to each other. And now the other guys who he just robbed, they coming out, and he's yelling, "Yo, he just robbed me, he just robbed me." So everybody pulls out guns. The 4 guys coming in, pulls out guns. They start shooting. The guys he just robbed, they got hands with their guns. They start shooting. So he pulls his gun. He starts shooting. Everybody's shooting. He gets hit in the leg, big caliber gun, blows his leg off. He falls to the ground, shooting at the guys. Police come. Everybody throws their guns, run away. And a robbery turns into a homicide just like that. He's sitting up in the hospital, leg blown off, looking at a life sentence, looking at the sky. What the hell happened? Cautionary tale, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes lives they spin out of control real fast, just by bad decisions. And there were some bad decisions made in this case all around. But again, that prison had the responsibility to keep those men inside until this case was fully adjudicated, and they shouldn't be running loose. Again, cautionary tale. Be careful out here in these streets, man. A lot of things are just not worth it, guys. These guys are going to get caught. They're going to get caught. And when they get caught, it's going to be game over. 20 years old, 20 plus years old, and it's going to be game over. And potentially for the other one, if he don't end up with a life sentence, he's going to get many, many years in the penitentiary. So anyway, I just wanted to share that story with you guys. Stay alert. Stay alert. Stay safe out there. And we'll talk some more. NTB, man. Have a good one.